Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to see how to go live streaming on YouTube. Now, as we are using a lot of online meeting platforms like Google Meet, Cisco WebEx, and Zoom, and other meeting platforms, live streaming can be made easier with these platforms by using some tools available. So, there are multiple ways to do it, but we'll go sequence wise, step wise how to do it by dividing this complete video into three parts, three basic steps. That is, first we'll see how we can simply go live on YouTube, that is going live on YouTube streaming directly through YouTube, and second is through a software called OBS, that is Open Broadcaster software, connecting OBS and YouTube live to go online on streaming. And the third part will be saying how we can collaborate these OBS live and YouTube to the meeting platforms, that is Google Meet or Zoom or WebEx or any other meeting platform that you are using. So we'll divide this complete video in three parts. Now first of all, we'll see how can we go live on YouTube, directly on YouTube without any tool. So let's move to our desktop. Now I'll open my Chrome browser, I'll go to YouTube, and like how we upload a video on Create by using upload video option, down below you can see there is go live. So once you click on go live, now there's one care that you have to take here is, if you are using your YouTube channel for the first time to go live, YouTube will ask permission to access the live streaming. So if you want to have that access, you have to priorly notify the YouTube to give access to you, and that will take around 24 hours. So if you want to go live streaming, you have to first request YouTube for this permission, which will basically what it does is it will verify your account with your phone number and those things, and once it finds that your account is genuine and the live streaming access is given to you, but it will take 24 hours. Now again, once you click on go, I'll go back and show you again that once you click on go live button and your account is activated for live streaming, this is the window that you get. Now you can see here there is one pop-up shown to me that if you want to use the same settings as you have used for your previous session, but that is fine, we'll dismiss it. Now we'll see the first part, that is how to go live without using any of the tool, any software, that is through webcam. So if I click here on webcam, it will ask me to create a title. Let's say I'll say test 1. That is the title of my live streaming, and here you can see there are three options, that is public, unlisted and private. Public is nothing but all viewers, anybody who can search to your channel can view the streaming. Private is only you can view it, and once you have done viewing, you can make it available on your YouTube channel. And unlisted is something in between these two, that is public and private, which is it will not be listed to general crowd. It will be only, the streaming can only be viewed by the people, those who have access to this live streaming, let's say via your sharing link. So if you say unlisted, you will get a sharing link which has to be given to the participants. Only the people, those who have that link, can view your live stream. Okay, so here I'll just for testing, I'll say okay, unlisted. If you want, you can schedule it later by keeping this toggle on, and other setting remains same, that is not made for kids, this restriction. If you click on more options, you can see if you want to add, you can add your description here, or you can add it later, however is suitable. If you go down, you have to select the category. Let's keep the same, that is education, and here is my web camera and microphone settings. If you want to change, you can. If you're using multiple cameras or multiple microphones, you can switch your settings here. Once you click on advanced setting, you can see there is an option called allow chat. So whenever your live streaming is on, if you don't want any live chats by the viewers, you can keep this toggle off, but if you want it, you can keep it by default, which is on. Now this option is not required for us because it is for the paid promotion if you are making use of any ads. Fine. So that is all. Once you go back, you can, all the settings is done. and you can click on next. So once you click on next, it will ask me for a thumbnail. So since the thumbnail, if I want to take a thumbnail which is better, this is just a random thumbnail, so I'll retake thumbnail. So here is the thumbnail of your streaming. So if you still want to edit it, you can edit the details here, or else see, you can edit it, you can make it, if you want to schedule, you can make the time and anything, those settings. And you can see here that it is unlisted. If it is private, it will show private. If it is public, it will show public. And you can see all these settings are done. You can click on go live, and once you click on go live, your live streaming starts. Okay, but since I'm not live streaming now, so I'll not click it. And here is, you can see there is a share link. This link is what you have to copy and share with your participants, however, through email ID or WhatsApp, however. Fine. So this was the first method to go live on YouTube. Now the second method is to that is live streaming using a tool called OBS. So to do that, we have to click on this stream option. So we'll click on stream. Now it is asking me to use same settings as you have used for the previous session. So since I don't want to use the same setting, I'll say dismiss. And again, I'll get a new tab here with the new streams. Title of the stream, I'll say test stream. I'll again say unlisted. If you want to make it public, for example, if there is no limit to your registrations and there is no fee, so you're not keeping any count of how many actually number of viewers are viewing it, so you can make it public. This is not an issue, and anybody who can search your channel will get the live streaming options. So I'll say unlisted because we have limited number of registered participants. Okay, so if you want to add description, you can add, else you can add it later. Same. Next is category. If you want to schedule it later, you can keep it on. I'll keep it same by default, everything, and I'll make it setting not made for kids and no restrictions. And once I create on stream, I'll create stream now, but you can see it is loading, but there will be one problem, that YouTube streaming will show me that connect streaming software to start preview. Now you can see here that it is still loading and it will continue to load, but there are few options, few things that YouTube has given from its end, that is streaming settings, like auto-generated key, which is here. You can copy from here, it will be requiring in our software OBS, and other URL and backup server URL and other settings. No need to change any settings. We only are interested in this key, which is very unique. Now this key is very important because anybody who has access to this key will be able to stream in your channel from anywhere, from any PC, if he or she has the access to this key. Okay, so this is like a pin. So now we are done from the YouTube side. YouTube is ready to stream. It is waiting for the streaming software to start. So next step is to set up our streaming software. Now one of the popular software is the OBS, that is Open Broadcasting Software. OBS, site name is OBS project. So I'll say OBS project. I'll go to OBS project, and here you can see there are the options for Windows, Mac OS and Linux. And OBS is actually a free software. There is no need to pay for any features or anything. It's a free software. It's an open software. That's why it is known as Open Broadcasting Software. So here we will download for Windows and the download will start. So now since I've already downloaded, I'll cancel this download and close this site, and we'll directly go to OBS. Now YouTube is ready and waiting for the OBS to get connected. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll go to start, I'll say OBS, and I'll open my OBS studio. Now this is the first screen that you get on OBS studio. You can see there are a few options like how scenes, sources, audio mixer, scene transitions and controls. These are the settings and controls. Now if you want to go live, there is no need to create any additional scene, but since OBS is a very advanced software, every minute thing can be changed here, every feature can be added. It is slightly different from automated software like a screen recorder or any other streaming software, wherein most of the tasks are automatically taken care of. But in OBS, we have to specifically tell each and every scene or every setting have to be described. So we'll not get much into advanced settings of this OBS, since we are only looking forward for how to do live streaming. So there is no need to create any new scene here, but we'll add the sources. Now sources, when you click on plus sign, we have multiple sources like audio input capture, that is your microphone, audio output, that is your speaker. There are other options like browser, color source, display capture, game capture, which is mostly used by the advanced YouTubers and gamers. Then image capture, slideshows, and media sources. For example, if you want to live stream a recorded video, you can make use of this media source. It will ask you to browse a recorded video, and that video will be live streamed. Though the video will be recorded, but the streaming will be done live. Now there are other options like scenes, text, VLC video sources, video capture source device. Video capture is your webcam, that is, or any other camera or web camera. Then in the window there is an option called window capture, and also group. So in order to capture only the live streaming, we need to capture our web camera. In case if you are using your web camera, this is the option that you are going to use, that is the video capture device. So if you click on video capture, your webcam gets activated and you can live stream your video camera input. But since for example, okay, let me show you this. Like if you create a video capture device, it will ask you to create new. Since there is no existing one, create one. You can say okay, and this is, here we go, this is our web camera, and you can change your settings here. If you have multiple cameras attached, you can select whatever camera you want to input. Then no need to alter any other settings here, or let it be all defaults, and you can just click on OK. So this is our webcam. You can place it wherever you want. If you want to have complete screen as your video camera, you can just stretch it, and if you want to crop or if you want to stretch it, press shift, and you can drag the screen so that your complete screen is stretched. Now if you want to crop something, you have to press control, you have to press alt button, and you can see you can easily crop it. Okay, so these are just the controls, and once you feel that you are ready, your web camera is ready, and you have to go online. Now here is the main thing. You have to go to settings here. For time being, I'll make this camera disabled. I'll remove this device, video capture device, and we'll give some window as our capturing device. Let's say I'll give window capture. Now you can see there is a window opened up, and there is an option here that which window you want to capture. So since I have my PPT open at the background, I have live streaming YouTube channel opened at the background, these are the by default options that is taken care of. So if you have multiple files open, it will automatically detect this thing here. Fine. So what you have to do is, if you want to let's say live stream my web camera, so I'll go back again and I'll say video capture. I'll say video capture here. This is our webcam. I'll click OK, and you have to go to settings now. Here you can see there is settings. You have to go settings. In general settings, there are a few basic settings. For example, if you want to automatically record this streaming, you can keep this option tick, and if you want to keep recording when stream is stopped, you can keep this option. These are the by default options, which I prefer keeping it on, because your streaming automatically gets recorded. Now next thing is streaming. This is the main setting here, but before we stream, we have to see the video, that is whatever resolution that you're using is both are same, that is your canvas behind and your streaming is same. So once you click on streaming, go to stream options, and you can see there is service. Since we are using YouTube streaming, we have to use YouTube gaming. which is by default, and primary server by default. No need to change anything here. So now this key, whatever it is there, it is my previous streams key. So I have to remove this and I have to give a new streaming key here. Now this key is same what we have seen in our studio, YouTube studio. Let's go back to our studio. This is the studio which is still waiting for our OBS to get connected, right? So what we are going to do is this streaming key we have to copy. You have to go to OBS and paste it here. Now it is pasted. If you still want to verify, you can just see show. It starts with XR2M. You can hide it again. Go to browser. You can click on show, which will be there for 10 seconds, and you can see XR2M and BJSH. So we can say that the key is same, right? So we'll go back to OBS again, and now this setting is done. So I'll just minimize this and we'll say apply. Okay. Now our streaming is done. Our video capturing is done. Settings from OBS is done. We have to go back to software, and now you can see, everything is connected. Now YouTube streaming live is connected to our OBS, but we have not started our live. So in order to start our live, we have to go back to OBS again and click on start streaming. If you want to start recording, you can say start recording, but if you in settings, if you have already take as auto record, then it will automatically record. So but since I have already ticked on automatic recording, I will not start record here. I'll directly start streaming. Now streaming from OBS is started. You can see here I'm live, 6 seconds, 7 seconds. Recording is also started. This is the internet speed, and these are the dropped frames. So this is 0% dropped, no frames dropped. Now we'll go back to our server OBS. Here you can see there was no data previously, but now it is excellent connection. That means our connection is good and we are ready to go. You can see my preview here, but the problem is whatever is there in the background, only my web camera is getting previewed. So I'll go to OBS, I'll stretch my web camera. Alright, I'll stretch my, you can simply go to right click and transform, and you can say stretch to screen, and you can see it will automatically fit to your screen. Okay, so if you want to preview, you can go to YouTube and you can see it will preview. Since there will be a delay of around 30 seconds in YouTube live, you can see those settings will take 30 seconds. Now you can see this, it's almost done, but you can observe in my preview that there is a delay of 30 seconds, right? Okay, now we are ready to go, but all settings is done. We have linked our OBS to our YouTube. Now the moment you say go live on YouTube, your live option starts. We have started the streaming on OBS, but not on YouTube, so you are not live on YouTube yet. The moment you say on go live, you'll be live on YouTube. And this is the section, the chat section, that you'll be seeing. Here is the edit if you want to edit anything, and if you want to share, if you have kept your live streaming as unlisted or private, then you can copy this link here and share with your participants in your group or in personally in the email ID or however. So the moment you click on go live, we are live. Okay, so this was all about the second way, that is how we can go live on OBS and YouTube. Now the most important thing, how to connect these two things with any meeting application, that is Google's Meet or Cisco WebEx or Zoom. Fine, so we'll see how can we go about it. Now we'll keep these settings as it is, because we have already linked OBS and YouTube Live. All we have to do is we have to connect our meeting platform with our OBS to make it live stream. So you have to understand that. Let me go back to my this thing. Here you can see that this is our third step, that is whatever the meeting, the input that we are going to give to OBS will be our meetings, whatever the platform is, Google Meet or Zoom or Cisco WebEx, which will be the input to our processor, that is our OBS. OBS is our intermediate software to make it make the meetings live on YouTube. So our input is our meetings, and OBS is the processing, and YouTube Live is our output. Fine. So let us go back to how to connect our meeting platform. So what I'll do is I'll make use of Google Meet platform to show you, but the process remains same for all other platforms. Okay, so what I'll do is we'll start with Google Meet. I'll open my browser. I'll go to new tab. Let's say I'll go to my options button and we'll go to Meet, Google Meet. Now I'll start the meeting. Now since my camera is already getting utilized by OBS, it is showing camera failure. So what I'll do is I'll open my OBS and I'll stop my video capture, because our input will be now Google Meet meetings. So I'll remove this video capture. Now you can see my web camera is gone. OBS is no more using my webcam. I'll go back to my Google Meet. I'll reload it. The camera is starting, and you can see my Google Meet is now making use of my webcam, and earlier it was my webcam was used by OBS, and therefore my Google Meet was unable to access my webcam. Now since we are into Google Meet, now let's start the meeting. Let's say join now, and in order to show this demonstration, I'll keep this mic muted because there will be an echo. Alright, so this is the meeting, whatever will be presenting. For example, if the presenter wants to present, they can present it here. This is the complete window. Now this particular window has to be captured by the OBS. So in order to make it a separate window, in order to assure that there is no disturbance, no more problem capturing the window, what we'll do is we'll separate this tab, meeting tab, with the all other tabs that we have opened. For example, let's say I have opened my Gmail tab as well. I've opened my Gmail tab. So there are multiple tabs, but I want OBS to make use of only one tab. So what I'll do is I'll drag my meetings tab and make it a separate tab. So now you can see only I have my meeting tab in this window. So now I'll go to window. I'll start afresh. I'll remove this also. We'll start fresh. Now we'll go to sources. We'll say window capture. We'll create a new, since we have not added any existing one. We'll create a new, and you can see it has automatically detected my Google Meet window. If it is not automatically detected, you can go to this drop down and you can choose whatever you want to make it live. For example, if you want to make it live, let's say I want my email ID to view on my streaming, I just simply select on this. If I want to make my meetings again, you can see here Chrome Meet, so I'll select this. So this is what we are going to see on YouTube Live, right? So once you're done, no need to change any settings here, just keep it by default, and you can say OK. And I have to set it to my canvas. This is the black screen is my canvas in my OBS. So what I'll do is I'll just right click, go to transform and stretch to screen. Now you can see my complete screen is utilized, but I don't want to make use of this browser, so I'll crop this browser opening by using Alt key and this drag button. So now you can see only my meetings, the screen which I am sharing will be utilized, right? So this is what a live session will get streamed. If you still want to crop these black screen here, you can press Alt and go to crop and stretch it. Okay, so now you can see whatever I am presenting, only this thing will be made visible on the streaming platform. Okay, so now we are ready with the this thing, and we are our streaming on the OBS is also ready, but we have not gone live with the YouTube. Now this is connected. Let us go to browser and see. Let us go to browser, live streaming, and here you can see there is a preview. It shows that YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. That is because of the maybe disturbance in the internet. Okay, but once you are assured that you have good internet connectivity, this problem will no more exist. Now here is the preview, you can see, but streaming we have not yet started. So what we are going to do is, now all the settings, everything is done, streaming is done. Settings from, we'll just have a quick check of whatever things has done. So first go to Google Meet. We can see the Google Meet is live. We are already into live meetings. Next thing is we have to see whether our OBS is set up. We'll go to our OBS, and here you can see we are making use of window capture, and no need to change anything in the audio mixer or anything, no transitions, nothing to be done. And just to cross check, go to settings, just go to video. We have checked that it is both the base resolution and the output resolutions are same. Make sure that it is high, and so that you have better quality video on live stream. And once you go on, if you go on advanced, there are advanced options as well, but we don't have to do anything here. In the output, when you go on output, you can see there are options. Video bitrate, if you have low internet connectivity, you can give low values like 1000 or 1500, just to avoid any disturbance. So it will eventually slow down your bitrate if you have low internet connectivity. So we'll go to stream, and we can see we cannot change anything now because we have already started the streaming, and general settings is fine. So everything is done in the OBS side. We can say okay. Now we have to see whether our YouTube live is ready. We'll go back to our YouTube live session. Note that I have opened two browsers, Chrome browsers. One is dedicatedly for Meet, Google Meet, and second is where I'm doing all my other work, that is live streaming, as well as any other tab like opening my email or any other tabs. So our live streaming is done. You can see everything is ready. Now once you click on go live, let's say go live, you can see it is going live, and it says you are live now. So there will be a delay of 30 seconds on YouTube live compared to your whatever meeting platform, that is Google Meet or whatever platform that you're using. There will be a delay of 30 seconds. So yes, we are done, we are ready, and we are live on YouTube. So if you want to view it, you can switch onto your device, other device or other tab, and open your live video, and also you can share your link here, which, as I've said, to your participants. Now once you're done with this, you can also see the settings here, whether you want to allow embedding or no live chats, whether you want to disable the live chats or those things in between the streaming. Now once you're done with this, you can just say end streaming, and once you're done end stream, you can see that it will show you the duration of the streaming. And if you want to edit any of the streaming platform video, like if you let's say you have started streaming very much earlier, but you don't want that video on your YouTube channel, you want to crop that or trim that initial part of your streaming, then simply you can go to edit video and you can do the other editing and those things. So we'll not get much into that. You can that's all from the live session. And any doubt, anything, if you still have, you can just post in the comment section down below, and we'll see if we can resolve it. So that's all from my side. Thank you, and happy live streaming.